Okay, so this is a demonstration of the ShireSystem's work requester. Basically, the work requester is a method that engineers or people within the workforce can request action to be taken against an entity, which is an asset, a contact, or a location. And once submitted and approved, this will then become a work order. Now, new work orders and new requests are automatically assigned a number by the system, and once it has been sent over to be approved, the site admin or the system admin then has multiple options as to what they can do with the work request. So they can approve it, which makes it a work order, they can reject it, and they can also claim it. So I will go through all of these options with you. So this is what the main requester system looks like. There are three mandatory fields that need to be filled in. So the first one is contact. And if it's somebody that's within your main system already, so if I choose one of our engineers here, Aaron Smith, because it knows who he is, it has pulled through his telephone number, his email address, and his location from our main system. Now we can go in and change any of those details if we want to. And also, if he isn't somebody in our main system, we can just simply change it to free text, which will then obviously allow us to type whatever information in that we require. Now, the work requester has a couple more fields that you can fill in. So the main one is work subject. Now, work requester doesn't require the work subject to be selected. So the actual asset or machine that's got the problem. If you don't populate that with a work subject, it will simply take the location as the work subject. Now, you are able to, once you've approved the work request and made it a work order, you are able to go in and select the correct machine or asset at that point if you then know what it is. But the work subject isn't a mandatory field. In the same way, there's a box called task for request there. Now, the way that works is there are the options within a PPM task in the main system. There's a box that you can tick to say that those tasks will be available on the work requester module. So if I had a task, say a weekly toilet check, I could select that task here, and then any task instructions within that PPM, so check for any leaks, clean, etc., that will all pull through onto this work request. Most people generally don't use it, but it is an option to link as well. So once you have your who it's requested by and your location, the only other field that you need to pop anything in is the description. So let's say we've got a blocked toilet within our Shirebrook International Southampton site. Now we can at that point add a picture if we so wish. So we can say we're going to pop a picture in there just to emphasize the how serious it is, basically. And you also have a little tick box here that you can tick to say this is critical and needs urgent attention. Now, the way that you are able to differentiate these critical requests from the non-urgent requests are the ones that are ticked as critical will be bold in text and brown in color. The other ones will just be brown in color, and basically they will show on your main work order list, which we will look at in a moment. So that is enough to actually select this option, and then enough for us to submit this work request. So we'll do that. So we submit it. You'll see there that it says the work request has been successfully created. Now, just to go over the other options, once we've done that, you'll see it returns back to blank, allowing someone else to go in and create a new request. But the box here called work requests, if we click onto that, we can see my one that I've just logged here, number 2660, and telling me it's awaiting approval. Now, you can look there and see, actually, I logged a similar problem earlier today, so that may be a duplicate, so I'd be able to go in and actually close that one down and cancel the request if I want to. as well as cancelling the request, you have the option to see any additional work that's happened at that point. So if I click into this bit here where it says there are 3 work subjects that are outstanding at that location, so I can click on that and view them. Quite rightly, our blocked toilet is there and a blocked toilet light as well, broken toilet light. So we can from there also update the work order, and we can add any additional photos to our existing photo if we really want to. Now that is actually the person popping the request in done. That is all that they can do. The only other tab that they see is this one called settings, where they're able to change how many work requests are their download limit, basically, with a maximum of 10,000, and they can also change their password or log out. Now, once the requests have been sent and they're awaiting approval, the site administrator will then see them in their work order list. So you'll see my requests are there in brown. If I just filter on requests only from my work order summary, I can see my one there, 2660. So I can click into that one, and then I can have a quick look at the description, the location, who raised it, and also the information tab, which will show me my picture, any safety notes, etc. And then I can also look at the tab that says requester note, so I can see what was logged originally if there's anything different to what I see on the details screen. Now the important bit happens on this actions menu. So you'll see I now have the option to either approve it, reject it, claim it, or email the work order over. The check staff suitability option is more suited to when it becomes a work order. So I won't worry too much about that one on this demonstration, but we have the option to, let's say we reject it first of all. So then I have to choose a rejection reason from my main system. Within the lookup tables, there will be a category called work not done reasons. So I can choose one of those, or I can add a new reason if it isn't there already as the site administrator. So let's say it's a duplicate. Now, if the system is set up with the relevant automated email switched on, Aaron Smith would then get an email saying this has been rejected by me because it's a duplicate. Obviously, you also can have that the work requester gets an email when it is submitted awaiting approval. Now, even though I have rejected that, I can override it and go in and approve it. That just simply makes it a new work order, allowing me to go in and select what the relevant work subject is, the relevant priority, and assign it to somebody and add any other detail that I have. Now, if I show you the other option, so if I go into another one of these work requests that's awaiting approval, you'll see I've got the option of claim. Now, claim will approve it and assign it to me. So very useful for office-based guys that are also engineers as well. And what that means is someone puts in a work request, they may be right next to that building, or they may have the relevant skill set, so they can claim the work request themselves, which, as I said, approves it and then assigns it to themselves. So self-approving, which is a really useful option, especially when you have engineers working on night shifts and things like that. You can also email the work request over to somebody. If you click on that button, it simply brings up a box where you can pop in an email address and send it over if somebody needs that just for their records. So that is a very brief overview of the work requester. Yeah, so it comes with 999 concurrent logins, up to 999 that are separate from your main ShireSystem logins, meaning that you don't have to use those, and you can keep those for people maybe needing to do a bit more detail.